the best Shadow stories in the Sonic comics. If there's one character in the Sonic universe who has always had a strong and mysterious presence, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. Created to be the perfect antagonist, Shadow isn't just a villain, but also a complex hero, with a story full of twists and epic moments. In the comics, he goes from anti-hero to a true savior, always battling with his own fate. But what makes Shadow so fascinating? What are the most incredible and impactful moments of his journey? Today, we're going to explore the best Shadow stories in the Sonic comics and discover why he's one of the most beloved and mysterious characters in the entire universe. Chapter 1. Sonic the Hedgehog number 130, The Shadow Saga. Let's start with one of Shadow's earliest epic moments in Sonic the Hedgehog number 130. Here, Shadow isn't just an ally or a typical villain. He stands out because of his complexity and his crucial role in one of the biggest threats Sonic and his friends have ever faced. In this issue, Sonic and his friends face off against Metal Sonic, who has been reprogrammed by a new dark force to defeat our hero. Shadow enters the scene, showcasing his exceptional skills and abilities. But it's not just that. What makes this issue special is the revelation of Shadow's dark past, and how he's forced to confront his own inner demons. This is where we learn about Shadow's true nature. He was created as a weapon by Gerald Robotnik, and the quest for redemption is a central theme of his journey. How he deals with his identity and his feelings towards Sonic and other characters adds a layer of depth that few characters can reach. Chapter 2. Sonic the Hedgehog #153-154, The Return of Shadow. Next, let's talk about another key story, The Return of Shadow, published in Sonic the Hedgehog #153-154. After the events of Sonic the Hedgehog number 130, Shadow disappears for a while, but he returns stronger than ever in this saga, showing a new level of power and strength. When Shadow returns, he's not just fighting to save the world from an imminent threat, he's also on a personal journey of self-discovery and redemption. He finds himself in a dilemma about his own existence and what it means to be a hero. Can he overcome his destructive nature and become the hero he's always wanted to be? In this saga, Shadow proves that even though he was created to destroy, he has the ability to decide his own fate. He puts his abilities to the test in epic battles against powerful enemies, but what really shines here is his personal growth, his transformation from a weapon of destruction into a true hero. Chapter 3. Sonic the Hedgehog #179-180, Shadow's Redemption. One of Shadow's most emotional stories is Shadow's redemption, in Sonic the Hedgehog #179-180. After difficult events and a constant struggle against his fate, Shadow once again finds himself at the center of a cosmic battle, where his skills and courage are tested like never before. This saga is extremely important because it shows Shadow facing his biggest fears and internal conflicts. He still carries the weight of being Gerald Robotnik's creation, and throughout this story, he seeks to understand his true identity, trying to find his role in the world and what it means to truly exist. Redemption, forgiveness, and self-acceptance are central themes, and we see Shadow making difficult decisions to save his friends and protect Mobius. This is where Shadow becomes more than just a dark and tortured character. He becomes a symbol of overcoming personal struggles, proving that fate doesn't define who you are, your choices do. In an epic battle full of sacrifices, Shadow not only redeems himself but also earns the respect of all those around him. Chapter 4. Sonic the Hedgehog number 186, Shadow and the Final Battle. In Sonic the Hedgehog number 186, we have one of Shadow's grandest stories, where he faces off against Robotnik, Mobius' greatest villain, in the ultimate battle. Shadow is called upon for a critical mission, where the fate of Mobius is at stake. The final battle against Robotnik is one of the most intense in the series. And once again, Shadow plays a crucial role in saving the planet, not just with his strength and abilities, but also with his heart. He must put everything he's learned in his previous journeys to the test and, once and for all, confront his true essence. In this story, we see one of the greatest proofs of Shadow's heroism, where he risks everything to protect his friends and defeat Robotnik's threat once and for all. It's not just a physical battle, but a true fight for Shadow's soul, for his evolution from a destructive force into a force for good. Chapter 5. Sonic Universe number 19, The Shadow Chronicle. Who could forget the Shadow Chronicles? This series, published in Sonic Universe number 19, reveals more about Shadow's past and how he became the person, or hedgehog, we know today. Here, we learn about Shadow's true origin, his connection to the ARC project, and what really happened before his first appearance. Throughout this story, we see how he was shaped by tragic events and, eventually, how he became an important part of the battle against cosmic forces of destruction. Shadow is revealed not just as a tool for destruction, but as a complex being with emotions, dreams, and flaws. He becomes a much more multifaceted character, with his own motivations and his own sense of justice. This story goes beyond just battles. It's a true journey to the heart of the character. Chapter 6: Sonic Forces, Shadow and the Final Confrontation. While Sonic Forces is a game, it also has a comic version where Shadow plays a significant role. In this arc, Shadow must face his own insecurities while working alongside Sonic and his friends to defeat Eggman in his most powerful form. This story stands out because Shadow is no longer alone. He must team up with Sonic and other heroes to combat a global threatening force. Alongside new allies, he must overcome his own fears and doubts about his identity. And what's fascinating is how Shadow, on his journey to redemption, makes difficult choices to ensure the survival of Mobius. Shadow is not just a character who appears and disappears in Sonic stories. He is an icon, an anti-hero who constantly evolves. From his first appearances to his redemption journeys and the epic moments of sacrifice, Shadow is proof that no matter how much you've failed in the past, there's always a chance for change and growth. He has undoubtedly become one of the most beloved and complex characters in the Sonic universe, with stories that not only challenge his abilities but also his beliefs and his place in the world. If you haven't delved into the Shadow stories in the comics, now is the perfect time to do so. Get ready for a journey full of action, emotion, and of course, a good dose of mystery. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get more content about Sonic, Shadow, and the comic universe. Until the next adventure, and remember, Shadow the Hedgehog, ultimate life form, ultimate power.